Do you think the PGA Tour should welcome the defectors back with open arms?
I do believe that the great golfers should be playing against each other. Rory playing Bryson DeChambeau, Big John Rahm playing Scotty.
Just when you thought the LIV saga couldn't get any wilder, the Saudi Public Investment Fund drops the ultimate bombshell. As of April 30th, 2026, the PIF has officially confirmed it's pulling the plug on funding LIV Golf after this season. The unlimited checkbook era that lured stars with 9-figure guarantees and turned professional golf upside down? Done. Over. Kaput. What happens next to the golfers who bet their careers on the Rebel League is pure chaos. A messy scramble that's already got agents burning up the phones and players staring down a brutal 2027. And right in the middle of this storm sits the guy who helped sell the whole dream so aggressively, Greg Norman. The Shark was the original hype man, the two-time major champion who positioned himself as golf's great disruptor. He spent years relentlessly talking up LIV as the shiny, player-empowered future with massive guaranteed money, shorter schedules, and team formats. "This is good for the game," he'd boom with that trademark swagger. But let's be real, Norman wasn't the only attraction. The real magnet was the insane money. 9-figure guaranteed contracts, massive appearance fees, and performance payouts that made the traditional PGA Tour grind look like pocket change. That combination of Norman's sales pitch, plus the promise of life-changing guaranteed cash, convinced plenty of big names to jump ship and burn bridges. He helped poach stars like Phil Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, and Cameron Smith, among others. Here's the kicker. Norman quietly exited the CEO role. His contract expired in late 2025, and he's since stepped back to focus on his own business ventures, golf course design, and even a role with the 2032 Brisbane Olympics Organizing Committee. He's now on the outside looking in, casually commenting that LIV's survival totally depends on new CEO Scott O'Neill's ability to hit the roadshow and find fresh investors. Nice, clean escape for the Shark. Meanwhile, the players he helped convince to sign those fat contracts are the ones left plunging into serious trouble as the funding dries up. The cracks are already showing in ugly fashion this season. Cash flow problems have gotten so bad that vendors, the light guys, DJs, production crews, and other on-site contractors, reportedly haven't been getting paid for weeks. Things got so dire that LIV straight up canceled its planned LA area event because those behind-the-scenes partners were left hanging with unpaid bills. And it didn't stop there. Players themselves grew restless, with some openly threatening to sit out the Mexico City event if their Q1 performance payments weren't cleared immediately. To make matters even more embarrassing, LIV recently advertised one of its upcoming events with Phil Mickelson as the headliner, only for the 6-time major winner to announce he won't be playing again due to personal reasons tied to a family health matter. The left-hander, one of the league's most visible faces and a foundational captain, has already missed multiple events this year. Talk about bad optics when your star attraction is nowhere to be found while you're trying to sell tickets and keep the circus going. Even governments are feeling the ripple effects. The South Australian government has already committed around $30 to $45 million to redesign and upgrade the North Adelaide Public Golf Course, specifically for LIV's 2028 event. Work has started, but with the PIF pulling out, it remains to be seen whether that shiny new layout will actually host a LIV tournament, or simply become an expensive public course and potential tourist attraction instead. And let's not forget the insane burn rate. The Saudis have torched over $5 billion in just 5 years propping up this league. Analysts say that even if LIV slashes its yearly budget by a massive 75%, the operation would still be running deep in the red. That's how unsustainable this whole thing has been from the start. The no-cut, big purse party is officially hitting the wall. First off, the immediate scramble for a new home. The atmosphere inside LIV right now is total panic mode. Representatives from multiple players have already quietly reached out to the PGA Tour about possible reinstatement. But don't expect open arms or forgiveness. The tour holds all the leverage, and the scar tissue from the nasty split is still raw. Loyalists like Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods have made their feelings clear. These defectors won't simply waltz back in. The return path is painful and expensive. Expect 1-year suspensions measured from a player's last LIV event, hefty re-entry fines, mandatory donations to the PGA Tour's charitable foundations, and long restrictions barring them from signature events and FedEx Cup equity for up to 5 years. Patrick Reed already tasted this medicine earlier this year. Bigger names like Jon Rahm might have to swallow a humbling route through the DP World Tour. The previous returning member program that gave some major winners an easier lane, not getting renewed. The door is open, but it's narrow, costly, and humbling. Then comes the contractual nightmare that could spark years of legal drama. Players like Bryson DeChambeau, Jon Rahm, and Cameron Smith inked massive guaranteed deals worth hundreds of millions, all backed by PIF cash. With the money tap shutting off after 2026, many of those contracts risk going unfulfilled for 2027 and beyond. LIV is calling this a strategic evolution, but players are facing the harsh reality that their golden paychecks could vanish. Litigation season is coming. Expect lawsuits against LIV or even the PIF for breach if payments stop. Team ownership adds another layer of headache. LIV has been pushing a franchise model where captains are supposed to sell their squads to private equity buyers. If Rahm, DeChambeau, or others can't find takers in this shaky climate, the financial support for entire teams could collapse overnight. The impact on world rankings and major eligibility is especially brutal. Without PIF muscle behind it, LIV's already limited leverage for official world golf ranking points disappears. For guys whose major exemptions are expiring, think Cameron Smith or Dustin Johnson, staying in the Masters, US Open, and the rest just got exponentially harder. No more automatic invites via ranking. Instead, some may find themselves grinding through local qualifiers like hungry up-and-comers. The Big Four don't care about past Saudi millions. They care about current form and status. The 2026 season is already cracking under the pressure. Beyond the LA cancellation, the near Mexico drama, Mickelson's absence, and the Adelaide course uncertainty, LIV has postponed its planned New Orleans stop, originally set for June, with talk of a smaller fall exhibition instead. The LIV is swinging one last Hail Mary. They've brought in an independent board, led by Gene Davis, and tasked new CEO Scott O'Neill with hunting for private equity or other backers to create a multi-partner model. Yasser Al-Rumayyan, the public face of Saudi golf investment, is also stepping back. The PIF cited that continued heavy investment in LIV is no longer consistent with its current strategy, as it shifts focus to bigger priorities like the 2034 World Cup in soccer. After pumping in over $5 billion since 2022, the Saudis are walking away. Despite all this mess and the massive financial bloodbath, it's not all bad news for the game. The introduction of LIV Golf actually forced some much-needed changes. It shook the PGA Tour out of its comfort zone, triggered a serious financial reform, and directly led to significantly bigger purses across the board. Players who stayed loyal are now cashing bigger checks than they ever did before the Saudi money arrived. In that sense, the disruption delivered at least one positive outcome. Some players remain publicly bullish, talking about belief in the format. But behind the scenes, it's survival mode. A handful with major wins might still have leverage to negotiate favorable returns or ride out shortened deals. Others without that pedigree could be left scrambling for spots on smaller tours with drastically reduced paychecks and tougher competition. Look, this whole experiment was powered by two things: endless Saudi cash and Greg Norman's relentless salesmanship, amplified by those jaw-dropping guaranteed payouts. Now, the black hole has arrived. The league that promised to revolutionize golf is fighting to survive, or shrink dramatically, while many of the stars Norman helped lure in are left dealing with fines, suspensions, expiring exemptions, uncertain contracts, damaged relationships, basic payment issues, public embarrassment, and now expensive white elephant projects. Just done. Hey, if you watched till this moment, I am pretty sure you will enjoy the next video. Click the video on your screen now. Enjoy!